Well, Lee, we have reached my favorite portion of the game show, and this I hope is going to be a fun experience for you because after so many episodes of creating questions for Quarren Stream the Game Show and hosting Quarren Stream the Game Show, today you get to do a little role reversal and play a game that I created and will host for you. It's time for the game of the day!
Game of the day.
And for today's game of the day, Lee, I thought it would be fun if you got to play a Bradley Clarke original version of a game show that you actually worked on. So I hope you're feeling lucky and can play your cards right.
Oh no, don't do this to me.
Because you are about to play Card Sharks. Card Sharks. So here's how we play this edition of Card Sharks. There's going to be 3 rounds during the main game, and just like on the current ABC version of Card Sharks, your goal is to make your way across the board of 7 cards, predicting if the next card is higher or lower than the one preceding it. For each round, you're going to have a maximum of 5 questions in order to successfully turn over all 7 cards. And the questions are not going to be survey questions, no, but rather game show trivia questions.
Oh no. Oh, you are evil, and I love every moment of it.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to read you a question and give you an incorrect numerical value. You then have to tell me if the correct numerical value is higher or lower than the number I give you.
Okay.
So a correct answer allows you to play the cards, plus gives you the opportunity to change your base card if you'd like to. However, an incorrect answer means you have to move on to the next question in the round, which means you have just wasted a question.
All right.
The first 2 rounds are worth 2,500 points each. The third round is worth 5,000 points, and after the main game, you'll then play the money cards, and your starting point value for the money cards is whatever points you gained during the main game.
Oh!
And because I wanted to give a nod to the 80s version of Card Sharks hosted by recent guest on the game show, Bob Eubanks, if you can accumulate 32,000 points or more during the money cards, you will be deemed a winner. So Lee, are you ready to show off your game show smarts and your inner gambler all at once?
Oh, this is going to be my famous last words, but let's do it.
Then let's play Card Sharks. However, I think we need a proper Card Sharks introduction to officially get the game going. So just for you, Lee, I have created your own Card Sharks opening poem, and it goes like this. The cards will hopefully be in the favor of contestant Lee Eck. If 8s and 9s keep coming up, he'll say, "What the heck?" on Card Sharks.
Oh, I'm in love.
And here's the host of Card Sharks, Bradley Clarke. Thank you, myself. Welcome to Card Sharks.
I'll be your audience. Woo!
And that opening poem was sent in by Bradley Clarke himself. Let's open up the board and get to the cards.
Woo!
And we're going to start with round 1, which is worth 2,500 points. And another incentive to win as many of the 3 main game rounds as possible is, for each round you do win, you'll receive a change card in the money cards portion of the game, which, as you know, can come in handy.
All right.
But before I deal out any cards, you're going to cut the cards. So Lee, 1 through 52, where would you like me to cut the cards?
Oh, I'm really going to cut the cards? Okay, let's go 36.
Number 36 it is, and give me one moment as I cut the cards at number 36 for you.
Now, just imagine having to do this with oversized playing cards. Do you know what Jerry and Alexis have to deal with?
Well, speaking of Jerry and Alexis, who are the card dealers on the new version of Card Sharks, Lee, are you as disappointed as I am that Joel McHale, the host of the show, doesn't actually turn over any of the cards throughout the game?
I don't care. I mean, originally, whenever we started doing the taping, it's like, oh, well, why isn't he doing it? I'm like, you know what? This isn't meant for me. This is meant for a new generation. And the fact that they mic Jerry and Alexis is great. So I think that's totally fine. They're not just pretty artwork, even though Jerry is very pretty. And he knows he's pretty. Love you, Jerry.
So the cards are now cut, and I have just finished dealing out the top 7 cards from the deck. And Lee, here comes your first question of round 1. What was the total winnings of Michelle Lowenstein, the first Wheel of Fortune contestant to win the $1 million top prize? And this is your incorrect answer. $1,030,340. Is the correct answer higher or lower?
I'm going to say, I think it would be a little bit higher. Yeah, let's go higher.
You're going to say higher, and the correct answer is lower.
Oh, how much was it?
It was $1,026,080. Brad fact.
Good luck. You better go shopping for that dog.
Michelle, it's our biggest payday yet. $1 million.
Look at this. Look at this. You big love you. Wow. How did this happen? You know everything that had to happen for that to happen? How you doing? Here, you don't need this. You got the real thing. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. By the way, just consider that a little wedding gift from Wheel. You got it. You know what our total is? $1,026,080.
And $1,030,340, that was actually the total of Wheel of Fortune's second $1 million winner, Autumn Earnhardt, and Wheel of Fortune's all-time winning total. Brad fact! But don't worry, it's only question 1. Here comes question 2. What year did Larry Blyden begin hosting the syndicated version of What's My Line? The incorrect answer is 1974. Is the correct answer higher or lower than 1974?
It's got to be lower. It's got to be earlier than that. Lower.
You say lower, and it is lower, 1972. Larry Blyden took over as host of the syndicated version from Wally Bruner in 1972 and hosted the show until its cancellation in 1975. Brad fact! So, with that correct answer, you now get to go to the cards. Remember, Lee, you can change the base card if you want to, and it's a deuce!
Oh, that's a beautiful card. I'm not going to change that. I'd be crazy. I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 2. It's a 10. Now, Lee, you can continue to play, or you can freeze and protect your position, but if you do play on and you're wrong, you go back to your base card.
Well, in that case, I go back to a 2, which is a great card. 10 is not the worst card in the deck. Wow, you are really making me play my own game against me. I'm going to go with the odds. The next card is lower.
Lower than a 10? It's a 7!
Ooh, ew, that's gross. Freeze.
You're going to freeze on the 7, okay. And we move on to question 3. Remember, the next chance you get the cards, you can change that 7. Here comes question 3 of 5 in this round. On the October 13th, 2006 NBC debut of 1 vs. 100, Jeopardy! Super Champion Ken Jennings was a member of the mob. In what numbered box was Ken standing in?
Wow.
Higher or lower than 21?
That is evil. Okay, so 1 vs. 100 is a Scott St. John production. Knowing Scott, he would either make the celebrity dead center and go 50, or he would make them number 1. I think he would be in the center, though. No, because that wouldn't look clean to him. I'm going to say it's lower.
You're saying lower, and unfortunately, Ken was not in box number 1.
Oh.
He was in box number 13, but that's still lower, so you're correct.
Hey, all right, I'll take it.
So, you have a 7. Would you like to change the 7?
Yes, please.
The 7 is now a 5.
Okay, that's better. And considering we haven't seen any face cards yet, I'm going to say the next card is higher than that 5.
Higher than a 5. A jack.
All right, everybody loves a jack. I'm going to go against the odds. The next card is higher.
Higher than a jack? An 8.
Oh, damn, all these middle cards.
So you go back to the 5, and we go on to question 4 with 4 cards still left to turn over in this round. Used during the 1975 to 1976 syndicated season of Let's Make a Deal, what was the top cash prize a trader could win during the Super Deal? The incorrect answer is $10,000. Higher or lower?
I'm going to say it's lower.
Lower than $10,000. The correct answer is higher.
Wow.
It was $20,000. Brad fact.
This is super deal time. If you want to go for the super deal and risk everything you have, that is all those gifts and the $4,650, you pick one of our 3 mini doors. Behind one of them, $2,000. Behind another one, $20,000. Behind the third one, well, we keep that as a surprise. If you pick the right one with $20,000, you keep everything you've won so far and the $20,000 for a total of $29,847. If you pick either of the other 2 doors, you don't keep what you got, but you get the cash as a consolation prize. Do you want to go for it, or do you want to hang on to what you got? Talk it over. I'll give you a blow-by-blow report of what's going on, folks. Yolanda says it's up to you. Manuel says 4,650. Ain't bad. She says, on the other hand, you could possibly get 20. He looks at the check. He looks at her. Now she finally says, you make up your mind. We turn to Manuel and say, Manuel, what's it going to be?
We'll go for number...
You're going to go for it? You're going to risk everything and go all the way? All right. Here's where they risk $9,850. And which mini door do you take?
3.
Number 3. What's behind number 3? $20,000. And you keep the $9,847 for a total of $29,847. Congratulations to you.
Dang. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's okay.
But you have one question left, so you can still get this. But you need to get this in order to have a chance to win the round.
Or else I go down in the pool of my own tears.
And here comes your question. On the 1979 to 1980 Monty Hall hosted version of Beat the Clock, what was the smallest amount of money featured on the bonus shuffle board? The incorrect answer is $200. Was the smallest amount featured on the bonus shuffleboard higher or lower than $200?
It's higher. It's got to be higher. Yeah, it's higher. It's higher.
You say higher than $200, and it is higher, $300.
All right.
So, you have a 5. Do you want to change the 5?
Yeah, let's change the 5. I'm not feeling so good about that anymore.
The 5 is now a 2.
Hey, even better, higher.
Higher than a 2, a 7.
These middle cards. Well, we still haven't seen a lot of face cards, so I'm going to say next card's higher. It's got to be higher.
Higher than a 7, 4.
What? The deck is rigged. I'm calling Game Show Network.
You unfortunately lost this round, but don't worry, Lee, we still have 2 more rounds to go. And remember, the ultimate goal is to earn 32,000 points in the money cards, so don't get discouraged at all. We're now going to move on to round 2, and I'm now dealing out the next 7 cards off the top of the deck. Round 2 is also worth 2,500 points, and here is your first of 5 questions. On the short-lived CBS game show Winning Lines, hosted by Dick Clarke, how many total contestants were featured at the beginning of each episode? The incorrect answer is 40. Is it higher or lower?
I'm going to have to just go with the odds at this point. Higher.
You said higher than 40, and the odds were in your favor. It's 49, so it is higher.
All right.
So we now go to the cards. Your base card is a 3.
Well, considering we've had 2 deuces before, I'm going to say the next card is higher.
Higher than a 3, a 6.
That's okay. Still haven't seen a lot of face cards. I'm going to say next card's higher.
Higher than a 6, it's a jack.
Here's that jack again. We've had 2 jacks. And last time I sat here, I said, I'm going to go against the odds. We've had a lot of middle cards. And as we've said, you got to risk it to get that biscuit. I'm going to say the next card is higher than the jack.
Going against the odds again, higher than a jack, 10.
No, it's kind of the same. Add another 10 to it. It's higher.
Tell that to Goodson Todman when they were saying, if it's 2 jacks that come up, they lose.
Sorry about your problem. All right, I go back to the 3, but I had to do it. This is giving me information of what's no longer in the deck. That's all.
This is all very true, and here comes your second question of the second round. Before becoming famous on Jeopardy and becoming a chaser himself, James Holzhauer was a contestant on the GSN version of The Chase. How much money did James earn during his cash builder, which is also the amount of money he banked for his team during the solo chase portion? And the incorrect answer is $50,000. Is it higher or lower than $50,000?
I know he set a record for that. It's higher. It's got to be.
You said higher than $50,000. And it is higher, 60,000.
Okay. Wow, you like cutting these razor close.
That brings out the suspense.
You know me too well, even though this is our first time talking.
You have a 3.
All right. Welcome back to the beginning, Lee. Let me go higher than the 3.
Higher than the 3. It's a 9.
We've had so many middle cards. The next card's got to be higher.
Higher than a 9. 10.
Ah, to heck with it. Higher.
Going against the odds. Higher than a 10. It's a queen.
Hey! Okay. All right. We're moving. We're grooving. How many cards do I have left?
You have 3 cards left, and there are 3 questions remaining in this round.
In that case, I will freeze.
I think that's a smart move. I probably would have froze as well. So we'll protect your position on the queen, Lee, with 3 cards to go. And here is question 3 of round 2. On the Price is Right's Plinko board, there are 9 total spaces a Plinko chip could land in. During a current regular playing of Plinko, what is the total amount of money of all 9 Plinko slots added up? And the incorrect answer is $15,000. Is it higher or lower than $15,000?
I bought the at-home board game, and I took apart the board. Dang it. I literally took it apart last week because I was just running out of space. Or I would have just nonchalantly glanced over. 15,000, you said, huh?
I did.
The correct answer is lower.
You said lower than $15,000, and it is lower. Do you know what the exact number is?
It's 10,000 in the middle. The hundreds are on the outside because they mirror each other. So that means it would be 10,000 in the middle plus the hundreds on either side. So that's 10,200. And I think it goes up to like 500. So that'd be another 1,000. So that's 11,200. And I think there's thousands next to that. So that would make it 13,200.
That is absolutely right. $13,200. Yeah, 100 plus 500 plus 1,000 plus 0 plus 10,000 plus 0 plus 1,000 plus 500 plus 100 is 13,200. Brad fact. So you have a queen. You can change the card if you want to.
No. Let's see. Only a queen and a king and an ace would hurt me. We have not seen a lot of those cards. In fact, this is the highest card we've seen so far. However, there are 4 of each card. I'm going to say the next card is lower than the queen.
Lower than a queen? 6.
Ugh, gross. Well, if I get it wrong, I fall back on the queen. That's totally fine. The next card's higher.
Higher than a 6? 7.
Oh my gosh. This is the last card, right?
This is the last card, and you have 2 questions.
Go big or go home. The next card is higher.
For 2,500 points and a change card in the money cards. Higher than a 7? Jack, you got it!
Yes!
So, Lee, you have 2,500 points. You also have a change card for the money cards, and now I'm going to deal out the next 7 cards off the top of the deck for your 3rd and final round. This round is worth an additional 5,000 points. And Lee, here comes your first question. On the 2006 to 2007 Dylan Lane hosted Chain Reaction on GSN, including the starting word and the ending word, how many total words make up a chain during each main game round? And the incorrect answer is 8. Higher or lower?
I can literally hear him do his little spiel once he runs down the answers. I want to say 8 is way too high, because that would just take too long to say. My instinct says the answer is lower. I say it's lower.
You say lower than 8, and it is lower. The correct answer is 7.
Okay, not by much, but enough.
Yeah, on the 2006 to 2007 Chain Reaction, the chains consisted of the starting word, the ending word, and 5 words in between. However, the chains on the 1980 Bill Cullen hosted version of Chain Reaction on NBC featured 8 total words, the starting word, the ending word, and 6 words in between. Brad fact. And Lee, you're starting off round 3 with a 3.
Okay. Well, this is deja vu all over again. I'm going to say the next card is higher than the 3.
Higher than a 3. 8.
Haven't seen a lot of face cards. Next card's higher.
Higher than an 8? No, it's a 2.
What? You're going to run out of mid cards.
I think so. But at least you're going back to a 3. That's not bad. And here comes your second question. On Classic Concentration, hosted by Alex Trebek from 1987 to 1991, How many seconds was the base time for the bonus round car matching game? And the incorrect answer is 40 seconds.
Correct answer is lower. No thought about it.
You know what it is?
I want to say it's 25 or 30.
Well, it is not 25 or 30. It's 35, but it is lower.
Okay, all right. I'll take it.
Every time a car was won, the next contestant who played the bonus round started with a base time of 35 seconds. Each time the car wasn't won, 5 additional seconds was added to the time. Brad fact, you have a 3.
I'm going to say the next card's higher.
Higher than a 3. It's a 5.
You are going to run out of middle cards. Next card is higher.
Higher than a 5. It's an ace. That's what we like to see.
Finally. Lower.
Lower than the ace. I don't believe it. It's another ace.
I knew it. I knew another ace was going to pop up. I knew it.
So it's back to the 3 again, Lee, and here comes question 3 in round 3. Complete the title of a long-running British general knowledge quiz show. Blank to 1. And the incorrect answer is 20.
I have absolutely no idea on this. I want to say it's like 100 to 1, like your odds are 100 to 1 or 50 to 1. 20 to 1, I could see that. But I'm going to have to go just purely on odds at this point. I'm going to say the correct answer is higher.
Higher than 20. It's actually lower.
Wow, is it really? Is it like 10 to 1?
It's 15 to 1. 15 to 1 ran from January 11th, 1988 to December 19th, 2003, and again from April 5th, 2014 to June 28th, 2019. Brad fact.
Wow.
And we go on to question 4. 2 questions left. On the short-lived ABC game show $1 Million Mind Game hosted by Vernon Kay in 2011, how many players were featured on a team? The incorrect answer is 5. Lee, is the correct answer higher or lower than 5?
I vaguely remember hearing something about this show because, I mean, there were so many on around this time. I'm going to say that the answer is higher.
You're saying higher than 5, and there were 6 members on the team. You're correct.
Thank God.
All right. Still have a 3.
Higher than a 3.
Higher than a 3. 8.
Higher than the 8.
Higher than an 8. It's a 9.
Higher than the 9.
Higher than a 9. No, 5.
That's like the 8-5 you pull.
I can promise you this is a standard deck. There are only 4 5s in there. All right, here's where we are, Lee. This is question 5, and in order to have a chance to win the 5,000 points and the additional change card for the money cards, you need to get this question correct. And speaking of the question, here it is. On the Fox primetime version of Don't Forget the Lyrics, hosted by Wayne Brady from 2007 to 2009, including the $1 Million song, how many total money amounts were featured on the show's Money Ladder? And the incorrect answer is 9. Is the correct answer higher or lower than 9?
Okay. I know the syndicated version, because they did a brief run, it was obviously much shorter. But knowing a typical Fox show, they would stretch that thing out longer than taffy. No, that's higher. I think it's 10.
You say higher than 9, and it is 10, so it is higher.
All right.
Yeah, the money ladder is 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 350,000, 500,000, and the $1 Million song. Brad fact, you have 6 cards to turn over, starting with the 3.
Well, there's no sense in changing this card anymore. I'm going to say the next card's higher.
Higher than a 3. It's a 7.
I got to go higher than 7.
Higher than a 7. It's a king.
Thank you. Lower.
Lower than the king. It's an 8.
Wow, these cards. Higher than the 8.
Higher than the 8. No, it's a 4.
No! Just when you think you know how statistically the show is supposed to go, it will always surprise me every single time.
But all is not lost. 2,500 points is what you earned during the main game, so that is what you're going to start the money cards with. And there are no more questions, Lee, so only the luck of the cards can help you win now.
Well, you're going to need all the luck I can get.
We're going to play the money cards with a brand new deck, so I'm going to shuffle the cards now.
That means you'd be like doing tricks behind your head and flipping the cards from one hand to the other hand.
Well, since this is audio, I am doing that.
Exactly. There you go.
And once again, Lee, I will give you the honor of cutting the cards, so what number would you like me to cut the deck at?
I am convinced you have done a very thorough job of shuffling, so I'm going to say 2.
Number 2 it is, and with that quick cut, I will now deal out the top 7 cards for the money cards. I'll start off by giving you the 2,500 points that you earned during the main game. And I'll remind you that one change card is available for you to use at any time. With that all taken care of, let's see what your base card is. It's a 10. So Lee, you have a 10 and 2,500 points, and minimum bets are 100 points.
I'm going to say 1,000 points. The next card is lower than the 10.
Your first bet is for 1,000 points. Lower than a 10? It's a 2!
Oh, beautiful. Give me everything I got. What is that, 3,500 now?
Yep, 3,500 points.
3,500 points. The next card is higher.
Remember, if another 2 comes up, it's a push. No win, no loss. 3,500 points. Higher than a 2? It's a jack, and you have 7,000.
All right. 6,000 points. The next card is lower than the jack.
6,000 points. A big bet on a jack that this card is lower. It's a 5, and you have 13,000.
Yes! All right. How many cards do I have left?
You have 3 cards left. You have 13,000. You still have a change card.
And what am I sitting on right now?
A 5.
Oh, change that card.
Come on, let's get a good change. The 5 is now another 5.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. I'm going to say 7,000. The next card is higher than the 5.
7,000 points. Higher than a 5? 6!
Yes! I am skinning this by the skin of my teeth. All right, so I have 2 cards left.
You have 2 cards left, and you have 20,000 points.
On a 6, and I have no more change cards.
Correct.
Ugh, gross. I am going to say 2,000 points. The next card is higher than the 6.
2,000 points. Higher than a 6? It's an 8, and you have 22,000 points.
Okay. Well, we know what we must do.
So, now here's the thing. Typical game show fashion, we have come down to literally the most suspenseful moment we can. We're on the last card. You have 22,000 points. You need to bet at least 11,000 points, which thankfully will get you over the top if you only bet half. You're sitting on an 8. You have no change cards, and you have to bet at least 11,000 on an 8.
Well, you know what? I'm going to save a couple of points just for a little extravaganza I'm going to have a little bit later. I'm going to say 20,000 points. The next card is higher.
Right, so if you do end up losing, at least you didn't lose with nothing.
Exactly. I have a little shred of dignity left.
All right, here we go. 20,000 points for the win. Higher than an 8? 7! Oh!
What? Oh, man! Oh, what a kick!
That was so close, Lee. I'm so sorry. But hey, look at the bright side. You won a round, and you answered many of the trivia questions correctly, so you did really well in the trivia portion of the game, despite your lack of confidence.
Surprisingly better than I thought.
And I have some more good news. Every 5 episodes, I invite back a previous guest on the game show who unfortunately lost their game to participate in a game redemption episode. And it just so happens, Lee, that my next episode is episode number 65, meaning it's going to be another game redemption episode, and I would love to have you join me for a back-to-back playing of Card Sharks if you'd like to participate.
I am totally game for that.
See, in the game show world, there's always something to look forward to.
I am totally in. I must redeem myself.
And not only will you be playing Card Sharks again, but I'll also be creating a brand new game for you to play.
I love it. Give me all the chances not to suck.
But I'm curious, Lee, in your eyes, as someone who has worked on the new version of Card Sharks, did I do the show justice?
Oh my god, yes. I love the fact that in order to accommodate that for a single-player game, you gave me the incorrect number, and it was just higher or lower. I love every bit of that. Now I need to go break out my giant, oversized playing cards.
Well, I'm truly glad that you had fun, Lee, and that you enjoyed the format I created. And that was the game of the day, Card Sharks! Card Sharks!